Okay, so let's get started. We're just going to open up 4 tables of 510 no limit on ADA 52. Let's just get the table set up. So for probably what is the 5th time, this is the first video. Just give me a second. Let me just get the tables opened up. Oh, this is not a good table. One second. Yep, this will do. Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, we're going to be 4-tabling some no limit poker. We're streaming from Bangalore, India. This is rupees, therefore. 600 rupees is like a little less than $10. So you can call this micro stakes. I've also set up some fun ways to help identify the tables. So I'll keep walking you through the action. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. So on table 4, I think he min raised and we called. He goes 2/3 pot. I'm going to take a card. Normally I just jam this, but I'm a little bit suspicious. So I'm just going to call one. Yeah, I'm going to end up calling the all-in. Not too happy though. I expect to see King 8, King Jack. Let's just put him in here. Then King 7 feels good enough. Maybe take it down. I could have jammed the flop, but it's okay. Anyway, so the point of the stream, the point of the channel itself is to show you that poker is a really good source of income, specifically in India. I think you can make easily 30K, 50K per month. Not at all a problem. And I just want to show you how you can do it. Table 4, we're just going to go all in with the 6s for like a small stack. Table 3, we get a limp. We're going to ISO raise. So often you won't see me like playing passive. You'll either see me playing the hand or just folding it out like this on table 1. If I like my hand, I will play. If I don't like my hand, I'll fold. So I will not call. Aggression usually works in poker pre-flop, but there are definitely exceptions, and we'll see. On table 3, we're going to continue with the C bet. And on table 4, we flop top pair. We just put in a small bet. It would be nice if Sujit went all in and Mukesh had folded, though any other action also is fine. So I've had a very interesting poker career over like 10, 15 years or so. I think I started playing when I was, let me say 15. Yeah, 15. We used to play on PokerStars then, there's no other website. Okay, table 4 is very interesting. We bet, he raises, we see Mukesh Mata flatting. I'm going to call. My kicker could play, and he could be trapping with a set of 7s or something. He just calls and checks. This is a very passive line. I will be committing him all in here. There's a chance we lose to ace 8, ace 9, maybe even ace jack, but I think it's okay. Okay, he folds. Right now, a kicker plays. Ace ace, 10, 7, 8. Okay, a kicker doesn't play, so we chop it. That's okay. In fact, it was good that Mr. Mukesh Mata called. We got some free money in there. Yeah. So on table 4, I'm folding the deuces. You don't want to call these pocket pairs unless you can get like 20 times of what they're betting is what usually they'd say. So 40 into 20 is like 800. This is barely like 400 between them. So the reason you would choose that number is chances of even flopping a set are like 1 in 8. 1 in 8, I think. Yeah, 1 in 8. And after that, he needs to hit something, So you can just flopping a set means you might win the pot. So we call those implied odds. So usually if they had a lot of chips, I would have called with 2-2. But when they have so less, I don't want to play that. Yeah. But like I was saying, I've had a poker career over like 10, 15 years. I used to play on ADA 52. PokerStars long back. I always had this very interesting habit where I'd start with 0 rupees and it had these free roll tournaments. And I tried to grind from that. It was a hectic thing. But I think I made like 0 to 20,000, 50,000 very often in about 2 months. And then, of course, I have another job also. This is not my full-time job or anything. But I decided to try making this channel and making more content, showing people how you can make money in poker. I also feel like I'm a little bit funny. No, not funny. I feel very secure on the poker table. So hopefully I can keep the commentary flowing and the game entertaining as well. Yeah. I work full time in a. We will not share for now. I work full time in a very interesting company. If the channel succeeds, I will start plugging the company on the channel. But for now, I work in an anonymous company. That's for sure. So they're also kind of supportive of me trying to do this. So I can maybe do this on company time. So gambling and company laybacks sounds like a good deal. So I also usually play 6 tables to 8 tables. I'm very comfortable with 6 tables, and 8 also I can manage. I've started playing 4 tables mainly because I think that it'll be easier to follow the stream. Table 4, we're going to make a fold with the king 9. I don't want to raise this hand. Normally I'd raise this hand, but there are too many short stacks. King 9 doesn't play too well. Table 2, Dr. Stone limped and checked back. I'm going to put in a bet here of 15. I do have a gut shot with the king, and he might just fold if he doesn't have anything. Yeah, he just folds. That's good. Table 1, let's just make a small raise, see how it goes. You will see I take notes on players, and that's a very important thing in poker. If you see the same player again and again and you build a profile on them with just small notes, even just 1 or 2 notes, it really helps to form an understanding of what the player's play style is. And more than notes, I think labeling the players is really, really helpful at low stakes, because knowing the player style, because you often won't encounter the players for long days. And if you have a label on their play style, you can exploit them like crazy. Yeah. So I'm sure that there might be some people viewing this video who are pretty new to poker. So I will try to keep the words like a little simple. I'll try to explain some words if it gets complicated. Table 2, we have ace queen limper, meaning that the guy just put 10. We're going to raise him. Ace queen is a very strong hand in poker. It only loses to aces, kings, and ace king, maybe queens. But it's one of the strongest hands in poker, so you should almost always be raising this pre-flop. So opponent limps and calls. The flop is very bad for us. So he might bet, he might check. We will see. If he bets, we'll probably just fold, because we can have better hands, Yeah, he puts in a small bet. I'm tempted to call here because it's barely 20% of the pot. We might hit an ace or a queen. He might also, we hit an ace. It's also 4 spades. If opponent has a pair, let's say a 4, a 7, or a 9, and he didn't have a spade, this card would be scaring him. So we might have been able to bluff him, just a spade game. When he bets so big after the spade comes, it's likely he has a spade, so we'll just fold. If he bluffs here, he's good player, genius. So not a genius, but okay, something well played. It's going to fold the ace queen. Table 3, I am pretty sure Chakosa actually has an ace or maybe a queen. I'm going to call more than anything, trying to crack his hand. Meaning I want to maybe stack him. Bets 10 again, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to fold now. I kind of know this player, not no, but tends to be tight. I will take a tight fold. It's okay. Can also call once, but I don't think he's betting 10-10 without a pair. Table 4, we'll put in a bluff. Actually, let's just give up. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like bluffing this hand. Yes, it's a good board to bluff. I'm feeling a bit. I think he would have called actually. He had a straight. So it's interesting that he limped and just checked. He had some good equity. So maybe you want to label this player like at least a blue, maybe a green. Blue usually means they play a lot of hands, but they don't play them well. They're very passive. Table 3, we get a limp and a raise. I'm going to re-raise and fold to a 4-bet. So I think this is just a standard sizing with the pocket jacks. I can tell that he's the kind of player who would play kind of straightforward. I don't think he will start re-raising with, say, 8-7 suited, 7-8 suited, 8-9 suited. I don't know if he'll re-raise. I feel like he'll usually just call. Would he call me with kings or aces? I don't know. Queens he might. I know that he'll call with tens or nines. So the hand is nice, in a good spot. He was ISO raising this player, so he might not be very strong as well. Let's see. He re-raises me. Yeah, he calls. This calling range can have some decent hands. Definitely queens. I don't think kings or aces. I don't want to give him a free card here in case he has ace queen or maybe even ace king. So we're going to just go 1/3. Hope to take it down. Table 2, we see a limp and a min raise. I'm going to go for a re-raise here to 60. I feel like this player is weak and we will fold if they go all in. Table 4, we're going to make a small raise. Back on table 3, I bet he calls. He can have a lot of ace queen, king queen, maybe even 10 jack, maybe ace 10. We're going to go for a check here. I don't think I can get much more value. Opponent instantly checks back. Would he have bet hearts? I have a very small bet, so he might not. He might have taken, you know, ace king of hearts or ace jack of hearts even. He might have just checked it back. I'm going to go. I'm tempted to go all in here. I'm going to go for a bet here. He might have king queen here, but I'm going to try to get it from hands like just ace 10, pocket nines maybe. Those are the kind of hands I'm targeting. Flinster bot on the other hand. We pick up table 3 hand. That's really good. Table 2, he again tries the same stunt. We're going to go all in here. Try to get his chips. Table 4, we raised ace king and flopped a pair. Sorry, 3 of a kind. So I'm going to put in a min bet. Sujit calls. Let's jam the turn. Sorry, a lot of exciting hands. I've not been able to commentary very well. Run some comments. But we just won like some 4-5 pots in a row. So that's good. A plus commentary as usual. Quick run back. We raised the ace king and flop trips, and he just folded when we bet 2 times. When the opponent instant called the flop and instant check back the turn, I feel like maybe he had pocket nines, or I don't think he was very strong. I feel like he would have considered going all in if he had a queen here. That is the reason I think he didn't have a queen. If he doesn't have a queen, unless he has pocket tens, we usually have him beat here. So I decided to try to get value from, I don't know, pocket sevens, pocket eights. Table 1, we will just take a flop. I like calling some small hands on the button. 5-7 suited is a sneaky hand. We can raise and try to play heads up, but I found that with on this ADA 52, the max buy-in is 600, and most people have like short stacks like this and this, 140, 350. So it's better to just play these hands for a call. If everybody had 1,000, I would 90% be raising these hands. After this guy raises and this guy calls, I'm just folding. Yeah, we flop a flush draw, but these flush draws they're not so good, Usually you have 30% equity max. 30% is, you don't want to be having so less equity. See, this is the exact reason why you don't call 5-7 suited. Now you just get cracked by 8-9 suited. If I had ace-6 of clubs, I would have been much more inclined to call. Yeah. I am going to raise. Also noting that he raised ace-10 from the small blind. Not a big deal, but pretty standard play, I would say. Is this? Yeah, everything seems okay. 3 bets to 5x. I'm just folding. When he showed ace-10 the previous hand to 8 big blind raise, it means that if he thinks the hand is good, he will put in a lot of chips with it. And if he's raising ace-10, he's probably got king-9 beat this hand. Could be tilted, but let's just take a note on him anyway. Yeah, we actually already have some notes on his style. I'm not going to go over like the shorthand notation of the notes because I think that might take too long. Or you know what? Let's just try. ISO raise. ISO raise basically is that when people limp, when people just don't bet, you raise them. Ace-10 offsuit for 8 big blinds, around 80 rupees, versus 3 limpers from the small blind. So if the shorthand feels complicated, don't worry about it. Like it's something that I'm very comfortable with. I can like easily read this in like a couple of seconds. Oh wow, never mind. So the cut and paste option doesn't work on this ADA 52. I also hope the table numbering and this mouse highlighter is useful. If you find it distracting or you prefer a bigger or a smaller or a more transparent highlighter or something, let me know. They're just tools to help keep up with the action in case you want to follow all four tables. Table 4, Queen Jack was a limp. I'm going to go for a raise to 35. We can also check this sometimes, but I think this time I'm feeling a little aggressive. So I will raise. Don't know much about this player, haven't been paying attention. Yeah, this is the reason why you can check this hand sometimes. We're going to fold versus this big re-raise. It's a good play by the opponent. I don't think he planned it and all, but he might have just had a good hand. Might have seen us being aggressive. Table 3, we are going to call the pocket sixes. We're going to check, and based on the opponent's play, we'll take our decision. He just checks back. We likely have the best hand right now. He might have hit a jack. I'm going to go for a small bet of 25. I can also see him checking back 8s and 9s, but if he doesn't have a spade here, he might just fold. He just folds. That's good. Table 4, I am not going to raise ace 4 offsuit from the small blind. I like to have a lot of middling hands just so that I can bet out. So if I start raising ace 4, then hands don't play well and you can't lead on some flops. This flop I'm going to check. I don't want to bet here because a lot of cards ruin my hand and I may not even have the best hand. On table 2, we see a pretty big pot. We will just take a look at it. Table 4 just folding. So Flinster is actually a really, really bad player. Let's see, what is he doing? Oh, I couldn't get a note on him. He left. I don't think you can get notes on people who have left the table, but I'll have to keep my eye out for that guy. He's a very, very stationary player. I mean, he'll call off with anything. So that's good news. We'll be raising the 6-4 of hearts. We bang the flop hard. Let's go for a bet of 2/3 pot. I'd like to get some money in right now. And if opponent folds, we don't mind. If he raises, we can easily re-raise all in here. Calling also is fine, though I think I will just take my equity, and sometimes we may fold a hand like king 3. No, not king 3, king 7. I don't think so. But with our pair and flush draw, that's okay. We're about 50-50. We make our flush. That felt good. The opponent turned a spade, but we made our flush, so we win a big pot. I would call if there were more chips if he had more chips behind. I think the opponent played pretty standard. Check raising king queen there is pretty normal. Okay, sometimes the game is luck based, so I will take it. Another thing is that I cannot say that I'm the best player or I know a lot of poker theory. And nowadays, poker used to be a game where everybody was just crazy. Now also they're pretty crazy, as you can see. But the game has developed into a pretty mathematical model at the higher stakes. And most players are thinking along the lines of ranges and frequencies and sizings and on different boards having different coverages. I found a lot of these ideas I liked, but the actual mathematics of it I often don't hold on too strongly because at this stake, the other players play very transparently, so it's important to exploit them. So I use a lot of these principles, and maybe I'll discuss them over the course of the session and just in general. But I don't try to be too balanced also, though I will definitely, if I am playing against a player many, many times, I will kind of think a little bit before just playing the standard play. Let me know if the action feels a bit slow, or sometimes with 4 tables this will happen, that sometimes you will just have to wait for cards. I can try adding up some tables off screen and then bringing them on when we have action, or I can try some other setups for sure. Pocket deuces on table 2, we will raise. My default raise is 22, which is 2.2 big blinds. I normally go for this sizing because everybody is short stacked. You can only bind for 600 max on this stake. So I think rather than raising 30 or 25 even, I think I can get away with 22. I also don't mind if people call a lot. 22 is I don't mind playing flops against people. I'm supposed to be better than them. So we're going to fold versus the 4.5x 4 bet. It's very interesting that he typed out 99 is what I feel, but I still won't call. We are kind of deep. If he had made it 77 or 80, I might have considered calling. But often you don't want to call deuces versus a 3 bet. Table 1 we are folding. I will not be defending this hand. Table 2 I'll make a raise here. I'm making a raise here because I don't think either of these players are very they're not going to jam without strong hands, So I think Mr. Soumya Deep should not be three betting me that often. So it's a decent spot to go for a raise even with a bad hand like this. I can tell that most of the reason why you can get away with like raising even such a bad hand, that at this stake people don't three bet much. As I say that, okay, so just all this advice just lies actually. It's just absolute bullshit. No, but it's okay. It's not the worst spot. Table 1, we're just going to fold. There's a raise and a re-raise. We're just folding. Maybe I shouldn't give. I'll give advice after the hand gets over, so I look like a genius rather than an idiot like this. So everybody called on table 1. Interesting spot. Quiet lost. Felt like he had kings or aces the way he was playing. He's gone all in here. Probably has aces. We'll see. Yeah, he just takes it down. Today's session is going to be pretty small. I think 1 hour max is what we'll play. I normally like to play about 2 to 3 hour sessions, 2 hours minimum. At the same time, if I were to play poker professionally, and that's what I'm implying, that you guys can sit and play poker professionally, if you can maintain your rhythm, 5 hours should be your default. 5, maybe even 7 hours is what I would consider playing. 2 hours in the morning, take a break, 2 hours in the afternoon, and 2 hours in the evening. As long as you can maintain your rhythm, just flow and focus, you should definitely be able to make a lot of money like this. I think a default, the way poker you measure profits is using big blinds per 100 hands, or let's just say buy-ins per 100 hands. At this stake, considering the buy-in as 600, I would say you can make like 3 buy-ins every 1,000 hands. That is a buy-in every 300 hands. That's an abysmally high win rate, but they just play so bad. Table 3, I was a little bit lazy. At the same time, I didn't want to bet these hands. Check, 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 check. I'm just going to check actually. I feel like I cannot fold him off a pair. Queen high is okay. I don't expect to win here though. We win. So it's interesting to note he limped the 10-4 and he just checked it down. We're going to take a note on that. We can definitely exploit him. My 4 is not working. What's happening? Okay. Let's just take a note there. Limp 10-4. Oh. So I'm using this really fancy mechanical keyboard. Not sponsored. So it sounds good. It's like, are you picking this up? Is it? But at the same time, it's weird because it's really small. See, there's nothing here, no numpad. So if you want to press some buttons, sometimes you have to press this function button. Okay, it's a poker stream, not an electronic stream. Back on the videos. 4 tables, I'm getting a little ADHD attack because I'm used to playing a lot more. The action's moving a little bit slowly. So I guess we have time. Maybe we can talk about some of the advices for bankroll management. Now let's save that for the next video. Okay, cliffhangers right now. We're going to discuss bankroll management in the next video. If you guys would like, maybe you can, if you like the commentary, I could add some music to it, maybe some, lo-fi beats, something. If you would like to, just set groove, watch me play, watch me win, hopefully, and just play some beats. I can find some music. If you guys know some good music playlists on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, just let me know. I'm going to put in a weak raise here. Uh, I don't mind folding this on some tables, but let me fold just to show the tightness. I keep saying I don't mind. Let me fold the 5-8 suited. It's really not a very good hand. Same time, like I said, no, people are so bad. People are so bad. You can exploit a bit. Main reason I folded was maybe I think this guy AUV last time he jammed on us. He doesn't mind going all in if he has a good hand. It's okay. See, this is why you raise 5-8 suited. Always flop flush. It's not financial advice, okay? No, everything on this channel is pure entertainment, not financial advice. We're just going to be folding. The action seems a bit slow today. I feel like some players are just early tanking for no reason. I'm going to actually quickly open out this hand. So Dr. Stone limped Jack 10 off on the button. I'm just going to take a note of that. This is not a particularly very interesting note, but it's good to know what kind of hands he limps the button with. He's also a player who plays at this stake very regularly, so it'll be good to know him. I'm checking on Jack 6-8. It's a middling board. It just gets checked throughout. I will be check folding the turn. I know that if they check twice, can't you bet? I don't want to bet here. People can have hands. Table 4, I'm going to go for a bet of 15. He calls. We have a double gut shot. Do I read that right? Yes, we have a double gut shot. I'm going to go for a check, maybe check raise, maybe check call, maybe even check fold. Table 3, Chakosai limps again. We will bet. We flop top pair with Jack deuce. Table 2, Rooney bets on the river. I'm just folding. It's a very good play actually if he's bluffing. I can't really call. Table 4, Shaw checks back. He might have a 10, might have a 7. I think I can just bet like 30 here and maybe fold out a 6. I don't expect a 7 to fold, but it's okay. Table 3, Chakosai calls. I'm going to bet and fold if he raises me. He had a 10. I think he played fine. In fact, I may have been too over aggressive. Just a quick note. Chakosai folded. We bet that Jack 2. Table 2, we will check. I think it's okay to be bluffing in some spots if opponents have not exactly shown what kind of hands they have. Rooney jamming like this makes me feel like he has 5-6 or maybe 6-4 of clubs or 6-3 of clubs. I don't think he'd be going all in if he had a very strong hand, like pocket eights. Though some players tend to do that also. Anyway, we have 10 high. No draw, nothing. I just fold. Table 1, we pick up King Jack off. Get called in the small blind. Table 2, we will let's make a limp here. I think both of them have 10 big blinds. I sometimes do make this move. So table 1, we will go for a bet of half pot. Table 3, let's ISO raise the Chakosai. And just a quick note for you guys. Dr. Stone called with 7-8. Rooney had 8-9 and Rooney lost. But I will take a note on what Rooney did there. Table 4, we get led into just folding the 10-8 off. Okay, this note is taking time now. Let's take the note later. So slowly we'll take it. I do want to take this note. Someday I will get this note out. I have no clue how this keyboard works. God damn, magician. We're going to bet a half pot and probably fold to a raise. On table 4 with ace king. Opponent calls, we turn a king. It's only this much behind. I'm going to go for the all-in. We're going to be beat here sometimes, actually a decent amount of the time. After you hit the king, I don't think you can just do anything. Yeah, we have the best hand for now. I feel like we're losing. Yeah, yeah. This was a. I could sense the flush coming. Always believe that you will lose when something mystical advice there. Know what they have and then lose. Anyway, correct. That's the advice. 8-9 off link pot. Table 1, I'm going to go for a lead here of 10. I often lead gut shots, which will make the nuts if I hit, meaning an 8. This note was just impossible to write. God damn, it took so much of my time. Anyway, table 2, I'm going to go for a raise here to 35. It's possible that he's limping a hand like ace 4 and he goes all in, but I still think we have enough playability with king jack that if he goes all in, we don't mind calling here. Table 1, I would do this with pocket 3s, pocket 7s, 10-8, a lot of draws. So I don't think opponents can just raise here. I do have some very, very strong hands. I know that I would be limping pocket 3s, pocket 7s, 10-7 suited, 10-3 suited maybe sometimes. So this is okay. This works out. They just fold. We're calling here, as we said. I feel like he might have just ace 8, ace 9. Queen 7 off. I think we may have the best hand. Yeah. I think full house will win there. Whatever, I think this guy is just a bad player. Let's just label him orange for now. I can't tell what kind of bad he is. Orange is just for me, like, if you don't know the player style. Chakosai limps and leads for pot. I will take a tight fold here. He has limped twice and just check folded or played passively. So if he suddenly bets big, it's okay. Now see this. Now this is where our note comes to help us. Since he has limped with Jack 10 off, his raise is probably better than Jack 10 off. I can consider, like, I know that he has like some decent hands. I'm going to call here, but I was not paying attention to this guy just join. I'm going to call here with the ace queen on table 4. I might be behind. He might have just ace king, but I think 20 big blinds. I think we're okay. No, he has queen jack. Let's take a note on that. That's a nice pot, huh? Smooth, smooth. Let's actually finish up the hands. We'll take the note in a bit. Table 3, I will check. See, I'm checking hands like queen 10 also here. Hori, all in, queen jack off, honey, baby. Yep. This is one of the reasons I've checked these hands. I want to have these hands in my calling range. And I don't want to bloat the pot. Turn goes check, check, check. I'm going to bet 20 now. I think we have the best hand. Table 2, we are folding ace 8. If we get raised here, it's going to be really, really disgusting. I mean, that is if they're bluffing. I feel like we're going to get called by an ace here so often. Yeah, I feel like ace 7, ace 8. Yep, that's the kind of hand we're targeting. It's a very nice free hand. I don't mind checking queen jack, queen 10 also on these boards because the turn can really ruin your hand. I just want to see what's happening here. Joe Johnny limps and he click 3 bets us. We're going to take a flop. Not very happy though because probably has a very strong hand. Or that's what I'm supposed to believe. Just pots it. Yeah, he's saying he has queens or kings. Let's just fold. We don't flop anything. Let's just take a quick note on this. I'm not going to go too much into what the notes mean, guys. They're just some kind of shorthand in poker. I cannot believe I'm working on this stupid. Actually, I have no clue how this thing works. Totally it. Okay, the notes are going to be a bit weird, and I will stop mentioning it now. Anyway, let's go for a raise here to 34. Here you'll see that both of us are kind of deep. We both have I have close to 95 big blinds, so I don't mind raising a hand like 4-3 suited, trying to take a flop. I can just push him off if I get the right board, or I may hit a big hand as well. Opponent raises like 6x, feels like queens, jacks, I don't know. If you think I'm often just putting them on queens or jacks, I'm not literally saying that's the only cards you can have. I just kind of like to think of what hands opponents would choose. because you always want to be considering the ranges of opponents. Table 1, we're going to go for a limp behind here. So if you notice, he's first to act and I'm second to act on table 3, sorry. I will sometimes limp some very strong hands in this spot like ace king and queens and stuff. Table 1, I'm folding. This is a pretty large 3-bet. And Dr. Steel calling, I think he has a premium. He would only be calling here at a very strong range, trying to kind of just get the money in. So I expect him to just go all in here and BC to just fold. He just checks twice. Strange hand. Lucky Shark raises. I am going to be calling here on table 3. I have a pretty disguised hand if we flop something. It's one of the weirdest hands I ever saw. What is going on here? Did this guy misclick or what? Oh my god, they're both so bad. What the heck was that? So let's take a note. That was weird, man. Table 3, he checked, he bet some small amount. I could have called there, to be honest. Yeah, this is probably a call. All the note taking led to a slightly not a good decision. It's okay. Table 1, we get 2 limps. I'm going to be going for a check here. I think I saw Alibaba limp a reasonable hand before. We flop a set. We're going to be going for a check raise probably. I don't want to bet. I would much rather check raise the set. We'll see how it goes. Table 2, we pick up pocket kings. Second best hand. So we have some interesting spots for sure. So if we raise and we get re-raised, we're likely beat. So we might even just fold. We have a lot of outs, but it's tough to say which way you're beat. We're definitely going to go 135 here. If he re-raises, probably we will fold. I know it's sick just folding middle set like this, but when they both just fold. I am very happy actually taking this down. Table 2, we have an interesting spot. Table 4, we'll be folding the 9-7. I'm going to go for this kind of bet. I think this is an interesting bet size on queen 4 queen. Without a queen, you have to call a lot of weird hands, and I can easily have a queen. We get 2 callers. I will be checking here and playing a river. Spot is definitely interesting. Table 4, we will just fold. Table 3, let us try raising this guy, trying to fold him off. With the 8-10, we've seen that he limped some very bad hands. Table 2, this is a guy that just check like king 10. It's a dumb spot, but I'm going to call here. I've played my hand too weakly. He might think we have nothing. Probably he's going to lose to like queen 10, but it's okay. No, he was bluffing. It's good. Table 3, we will bet 35. Suddenly we picked up some hands on all tables, huh? So here it was a good spot on table 3. We just raised, he called, and he folded. Table 1, we pick up top pair after raising pre-flop and betting the flop. I'm going to go for a check and just get some pot control. There are some hands which beat us here. I would like to actually... Oof. What just happened? Okay. He bets half pot, which is a very strange sizing. He bet half pot the previous hand also, this 8, 9, 10. We will call here and play a river. This is a good, decent card for us. 4-6 gets there. 4-6 was a double gut shot. We will just check. 5-3 kind of hands also get there. Table 3, we will ISO raise the ace queen. If he bets big again on table 1, probably I'll just end up folding. I'm not a fan of making big hero calls against opponents without reads. Oh my god. Oh, it's a good bet. It's putting some heavy pressure on me. I can just see him having like 6, 7, I don't know. It's like a fold. Very good pot odds. We will call. I don't expect to be very good. I can beat some hands, 9-7, 9-6. Let's just call. Pot odds. Am I a scaredy cat, guys? It seems that they're always bluffing and we always have it. So his idea was, I guess he was trying to bluff me off. I don't know what he was trying to bluff me off of, I'll be honest. Table 2, Bet, call, I'm going to fold. And table one, we're going to take a fold. You can see me often contemplating folding in spots which look very obvious for calls, like these hands. I guess my core idea is that most players don't bluff in these spots. Like this hand DC, he wasn't bluffing, he had a jack, if you guys saw. This hand, I don't think I could show you. Let's just do it again. It's pocket king's hand. He hit a jack on the river. So he thought he was value betting us, he thought he had the best hand. So that's why I played the king like this. So that's one of the reasons I don't call too much of these stakes, because players just don't bluff. Yeah. We're having a great day, huh? Every hand is just holding up, the cards are just, everything's lining up well. As I say that now, tanking time. No. What I'm trying to say is that cards are holding up, and I'm glad. I will just take my luck. Table one, we will call the 10-9 suited. We can 3-bet this sometimes, but I am a big fan of just calling in these small stakes. We pick up a limp and a raise. We will re-raise DC to 125. It's a small raise. We pick up pocket queens here, table two. Table three, raising the pocket fours. Table one, it goes two players he calls. Let's go for a bet here. I know we have some nonsense, but they might both just fold. Neither of them can call if they don't have a hand. Table two, we have raised, DC has called. I'm going to go for a bet of like 100, I guess. Yeah, I can see him going all in with 8, 9, 10 jacks. I can see me bluffing here with some hands. And jack is slightly concerning card, not the worst. I'm going to run into kings and aces here many times, okay? So we have to be ready for that, and that's okay. That's part of the game. Let's go all in and try to win his money. He just folds. That's great. Table four, some small pot, pocket sevens. We also won the hand with the 10-9, so that was good. Table one, Alibaba calls. Let's go for a check. I think I've shown that I check some good hands. I'm hoping he respects my play and thinks I'm trapping level. We will go for a bet on the turn to 40. Table three, let's just bet 10. I take it down. When opponent checks back the flop and calls, he's basically saying he has a 10. I'm committed to bluffing here, so I cannot see myself getting away from bluffing. I will just put in a standard sizing. It's a tough call with a 10, I'd say. But it's fine, he might just call. He just folds, that's good. We might have folded 6s, 7s. The queen is a good card for us. Table 3, he limped. We checked. He checked, we bet 10. He called. Let's just check, dude. I don't know, bro. I have jack high. I don't know what I'm doing. Take it. You're a genius. No fancy plays. I don't want to just do some crazy things. I also think we're coming close to an hour. Okay, let's just see how long the session has lasted so far. Can I see somehow? I don't know how to see. Oh, 43 minutes. Okay, we have some time. We will do it till, let's go 50 minutes or 48 minutes, guys. 48 minutes, okay? 5 more minutes. Let's record for 5. We've been having a great session today. I'm glad this makes me look like something. Smart guy. No, the cards are just going well. You will be winning and losing, and you'll have good days, bad days in poker. Consistency is key. Table 2, I will go for a check here. Again, I'm obviously check raising. This gets checked back. This is a pretty good card for me. Opponent might have queen 7, 6, 7. Table 4, let's take a call with the jack 9 off. And on table 1, we'll go for a check here. I can raise here. I think I'll just, since we're heads up anyway, I'll just take a flop and lead on 20 on this king high board. Table 4, let's call. It's a very weird spot. If he goes all in, we have to fold. But it's okay. Opponent calls. We will bet again 40 and we will fold to a raise. I don't see him raising any hand but a flush. Table 4, Thakmeet bets small and calls. Table 1, I'm going to put in a small bet here. Try to get a call from a king. Let's go even smaller. If he goes all in, I'm folding again. Table 4, we will check. He just folds. Table 2, let's just limp the 3-7 suited. Try to see a flop. Table 4, the hand is getting weird as hell, man. This guy bets 20 and then calls. Looks like he has a flush draw, maybe a queen. I don't know. This guy betting 40 looks like he just wants to like slowly get the money, and I'm going to fold. I found so often I fold in this spot and they all have some bullshit, but it's okay. I'll just still be disciplined. Just fold. Nope, he had jacks. So we were not good. But the way Thakmeet checked looked like he had like a 9 with spades. We just had a 9, okay. So we beat him, but we didn't beat him. So we made a good fold. Table 2, I'm folding the small gut shot. Table 4, we will limp. Jack 4 suited, check fold. We have still nothing. Let's just check fold again. I'm going to take a small note actually on that play by him. We pick up a pair. I'm going to bet this for value for 10. No, let's go 15. I feel like a 4 is good here. Opponents are some geniuses, I don't know. We get a call there. Table 3, I'm going to go for a raise to 40. I think sometimes you can limp here, sometimes you can raise. I think again, I want to play versus this guy with a big pot if I can spike a set. I just feel like I'm a better player than him overall. Seems to be a bit straightforward, or I don't know, I can just tell that he's not that good. I am not getting involved on this pot. 10 ace queen is, this guy can have a lot of things. We will just check. We'll see a turn. We have some hands here, like even an ace, I sometimes check a hand like ace 5, ace 7. Specifically if I don't have a backdoor spade draw, I might usually check. Check or side bets, we just have to fold. Annoying, but can't do anything. Of course. Of course. Table 3. Nice. No, don't ever worry about what happens if you call and they have it and all the stunts. So it's interesting to note that Chakosai bet the turn. I think it's a good bluff attempt, definitely. On the river, I think if he wanted the Lucky Shah guy to fold, he should have gone for a big bet. I just don't think he's the kind of guy who bluffs like that. Let's take a small note on him again. Basically, I'm just saying that if this guy bluffs, he bets small. If his bluffs are small, I think we know that if he makes a big bet, probably he has it. We are going to call. I don't mind re-raising, but I like sand is great against these guys. I want to play versus them. We have so much information on them. Like we know how this guy plays. We kind of know how this guy plays as well. So we can outplay them on many, many flops. It's not the best flop, but if he checks, we can definitely pull some moves. Once we hit the queen, we have a great hand. Chakosai leading here. I'm going to raise him to 100 and fold to a re-raise. I feel like A, opponent here, if he has king, queen, he has to struggle. B, they might just fold and we take it. Table 2, we will raise to 40. Let's go 50 actually. I feel like he might just call. Table 2 with the ace queen. Let's just try to get some more money in. They just fold. I think we're reaching, yeah. We'll just play a last, let's go another 30 seconds, 1 minute, last 4-5 hands. Let's just close out the session in a good way, guys. Okay, I will be folding on table 2 versus Hero Lal's move. Sangadeep guys and belting some raises. Okay. Okay, guys. So we're going to close out this session. You will see that there's no need to do this, but you can. You can just take sit out next big blind. Basically, you've already paid for a round of blinds. So by ticking that, you get to play some free hands. Honestly, it doesn't make so much difference. You're saving like $5. You can just click sit out and close the tables. I'm just doing this for efficiency's sake. Please ignore the still pending numbers on the screen. This is our present setup that I paint the numbers on the screen using some funky software. It's okay. I think it really helps. I'm very interested in what you guys would like to see on future videos, both in terms of stakes, games, tables, certain helpers which help you see the screen, and just in general, let me know what you guys would like to see. I play a lot of poker. I can play other games also. I think on Adda 52 they have like a lot of games. They have some funny games, Omaha, some Hold'em Plus, Hold'em Short Deck, something all they have. I've never been like the best player in those games, but I do well, So like I can at least survive and there'll be entertainment, if not quality. Just keep me posted. I'm very interested in building a community of poker players in India who are thinking good, level-headed, not gamblers, people actually looking to make some money and seriously just, grind and have a good life. Yeah. I'm tired of like everybody in India just poverty, struggling. Because what do you need? You need an internet connection. You need one small desktop, like on a 10K setup, 15K setup. Phone me, you can play, 2, 3 tables. It's not so hard in life. So I'm just hoping to give people, some education, some entertainment, and definitely I would like people to aspire to, have a good, comfortable life. I am not advocating for gambling, not financial advice. Like, let's just put a disclaimer right here. This video is not financial advice. I am not advocating gambling. Poker is a game of skill. So, calm your mind and you can definitely win in this game. So I'm playing a bit conservative. Queen Jack is not the worst fold, but it's fine. Last couple of hands. If you notice, even here, I just played a bit conservative. All of these hands are, you can actually play them either ways. It's not like I'm playing like scared or anything. I do admit I'm being a bit lazy on the plays. If I picked up a big hand, I just played aggressively. I don't care. I'm not like emotional or anything. Yeah. We have another two hands. Let's just close it out. Yeah, this hand is complete. Here, I think we have another one hand. And close those out as well. Yeah, that's okay. So let's close out this table. And we close this table as well, actually. Now, let's just wait for this table to complete. Meanwhile, just going to get rid of these. And maybe these. There we go. So one of the most essential things in any poker session, which we will talk about just 10 seconds. Let this hand get over. Let's just be patient. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. So one of the most important things in any poker session is playing well, grinding, mentality, everything, but also studying the game, analysis, and going over your biggest wins and losses in the day to see if you could have played any better. Because honestly, your losing hands are the best hands for you to learn from. Anybody can win in the game. It's the losses that really you need to focus on. So we played just 4 tables today. You'll see how many hands we played. We played what? 50, 50, 50, 50, around 200 hands. 200 hands, 45-minute session. Okay. Bam. $1,000. $1,000 per hour. I'll admit we got lucky today. So let's cut that in even 4 times. Let's cut it 4 times. Okay. So 400 per hour. Okay. Or 300 per hour. 300 per hour in India is a fucking party. And trust me, this is one of the low stakes, and I'm playing very relaxed game. You play 5 hours, 6 hours. Let's just play 6 hours a day. You're making some 70K per month. Easy, easy. I'm not even kidding. 70K is like a joke. So you definitely want to you want to get into the game, learn the maths, learn the rules. We will just go over quickly, see if there's any big losses. I don't remember any big hands. This is one hand which we seem to have lost. Yeah, so we went all in, so that's not a big deal. He just got lucky. I don't see any hands on this table. This is actually one of the this is one of the best sessions I've had in the sense that there wasn't too much violence. Nobody went too crazy. We just happened to have the winning hand most of the time, and even when we had it, opponents didn't get there. So not much analysis today. I don't remember any very, very bad hands I played. Let's just go over everything anyway. You should be doing this after every session just to see if there's any big hands. Yeah, this was that Queen 9 hand which I had mentioned. I don't think I played it very well. I could have called one card. I only learned about that player's style later, and I was a bit distracted. So you will notice we're at 52,212. I think when we started the day, we were at 50,900. We will consider the start of this bankroll at 50. I actually deposited 50K. We'll consider the start of the bankroll challenge 50,900. We're going to keep a track of how many hours we're playing, how many tables we're playing, how many hands we're playing, and how much money we've made. I'd like to show you guys how much you can make in poker, and let's go from that. We're currently playing this stake 510. Let's see where we go in the future, guys. 10K binds, 5K binds sounds really, would be the dream.